Okay, so today we'll start the new topic that is IAM, and still that EC2 is not been completed, and we'll come to that. It's just like like kind of noodle stuff. Whenever we try to pull one thread again, something other will come up. So definitely we'll come go to that EC2 as well. Okay, and today we'll do that IAM. IAM nothing but uh, identity access management. So it's all about security. Are you able to hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, so fine. Okay. So from the services, we'll go to just for this since this is the beginning. That's the reason I'm telling you from the scratch. We'll go to the security, identity, and compliance. We'll click here and come here. We'll get IAM. Okay, this is the one. Just I for the for the knowledge purpose, I just told you the full complete way. It anyways doesn't matter. You can go directly here, search, and you can click IAM and it will come. In the very same way, the when which in the last session which I told you, if you do put EC2, it will come on its own. Okay. So this is the only part. So today we'll do IAM, Identity and Access Management. Okay. So this is the one. So when you talk about identity and access management, it's definitely it says you can clearly the name suggests identity, the authentication and authorization access, again the same authentication, authorization, and management. So we are talking about security here, since because when we take the services of when we take the service of AWS just doesn't say it just it's responsibility. No, it's not. It's the both responsibility, the customer and the AWS. Since we are actually the the customer to the AWS. If I'll put it here, we'll show you the AWS uh, responsibility model. I'll show you something here. Images here. So if you can see here, you can clearly see here. See this. This is nothing but AWS responsibility model. Okay, and here we are the platform application identity and access management. So for them, we are the customer. This is the customer. That is the AWS. So AWS says it's just not AWS responsibility. It's customer's responsibility as well to make sure his account is secure. Okay. So coming to the dashboard. So this is nothing but the complete dashboard we have. These are the user roles, policies, and all those stuff. So, uh, so coming to this one, we'll go from the beginning, very basics. So this is the one security recommendations. Add MFA for the root user. MFA is nothing but like multi-factor authentication. Coming to the root user, since I am the root user, I have no for me, active access keys are not required. We'll definitely will study about that. For the time being, just know you just know because I am the root user right now, and this is the add MFA. So if add MFA is nothing but like you might have seen in the in the banking sector, there are so many cases you have the dual layer of security kind of you have to give the username, the password, and then you have to see the OTP. Some in some of the cases the some multi-million guys, they have their biometric security as well. So these are the security stuffs and all. If you want, you can configure it. Definitely, it's chargeable and all. But I'm just telling you, you can do that. The add MFA. MFA is nothing but multi-factor authentication. You do add MFA and these are stuff. You can give the device name. Coming to the MFA device, we'll just go through it. What are the things I'm sure you might have heard of it, authenticator app, like Microsoft Authenticator app and all those stuff. So these are the ones. So they can actually verify the QR code and then they'll allow you to go through it. Security is key, nothing but they. It's basically it's mostly I've seen it's like it's been used with the system. They actually put one of the security key kind of thing. It's called we call it YubiKey. YubiKey they put it in the the MacBook. Not MacBook, Mac, iMac. They put it across, and your system will be secured. And coming to the hardware OTP token, it's it keeps on generating. Nowadays, so it becomes the through the authenticator as well. If you go this thing,
Okay.
okay, so,
Okay.
have you seen any of this stuff like authenticator security or hardware OTP stuff? I'm just asking. It's okay. Just so that why I'm asking is because if you tell me so that I can more relate to it and I can tell you the better example so that is more understanding for you. Any of the stuff like have seen, have you ever used it? Like it's okay, no problem. I'm just saying. So like I can tell you, I'll tell you this OTP token. This part basically used for the banking systems. Okay, this security key they actually put it in the that's called UB key. I'll show you one UB key, so it'll be much more clear for you. Images. See, this is the kind of UB key that is a very small stuff. They put it. See, this is a UB key. And they use it for the IAM. They put it across and they actually allow the users to authenticate it and then see. This is the one. This is the one. Okay. And coming to the next
Okay,
one.
got it.
Yeah. So this is the one. And this is the OTP hardware. It's like they keep on generating. It's kind of like a small device will be there. Where you have the after every 30 seconds there'll be some 8-digit random code will come that you have to authenticate it. This is the one. So this security key OTP I told you. Authenticator app. Authenticator is nothing but like if you go here, I'll not configure it. I'll just tell you how to do this next.
Okay.
You could give the name and all, and then you go to the next. So this is the one. It will come. I can do that. Like show QR code. I have to install that authenticator in my phone. See here comes. Install a compatible application such as Google Authenticator, do mobile on your mobile device, and you can actually this thing scan this code and then again that code will come to your phone. This one come, the second come, and then you can do the add amendment. Simple. But it's chargeable. So I just for the information purpose, I told you what are the things will be there. Coming to next one.
Okay.
Okay. So this one. Coming to the root user has no access keys. Like for the time being, like since I am the root user, like I don't need the active access key for like if I create any IAM user like I created the user for you or any other guy, the for you will have the active access key, not for me. Okay, so this is the one.
Okay.
These are three users I've created. The 10 roles are there, policies are there. Okay, I'll come to that as well. So this is the one, the AWS account. If you might have seen this one, like I'm sure, I think I've created one for you if you remember. This is the account ID. Okay, and this is
Yeah.
the sign that URL. If you want, you can create the new one as well, and not the new one. I mean to say, like obviously, who wants to remember this ID? Nobody wants to do that. So you can do that. Create, and if you do like just like you could put software. See, so that ID is generated with the software. That's the only thing. So you'll have the URL part, and you can do the create alias, and you can do that. That's a simple story. Nothing else. So it's just like here the URL is there with the ID. When you create it, it comes the I'll show you software. This is the one URL. I'll say create alias. Okay, is this already exist? So one, so three, four. So see, this is the one. This is the one you have the stuff and all. So normally I don't use
Okay.
it for the security purpose. I delete it. So I don't. So just for your sake, I did that. Okay. Now coming to this IAM, I have one. I think I saved one for you. 1 second. Pictures. Yeah, here I'll show you. Okay. So this is the one IAM. So like what is IAM? Like IAM security as the web service for security controlling access to web resources. So AWS resources is nothing but like the one which we the resources are, who are the resources? You and me are the resources. So like actually we are controlling them, and these are the ones like it just tells it AWS identity access management is a web service for securing, controlling, and access to the AWS resource. Now you can say like what is the controlling access and all this. Like I'll tell you what. Imagine there is a company, okay, and in that company, like there is a guy, like he's a big guy, like kind of CEO or CTO and all that. He's accessing the database. Like he's the only one because since he's the CEO, he's actually allowed to access the database and all. You think it, but somewhere that username and password is stored somewhere in the database, right? Now that if if that another users are not there. Imagine we cannot allow like other users to use that particular CEO's ID as well because that's his ID. For me, it's going to be like the semi ID.com. For it will be you, it will be XIL ID.com. It's going to be right. So and for me, there'll be different set of services. I'll use a different set of services. You're going to use a different set of services. Imagine you are from the HR background. You're going to use only the HR policy part. I'm from the development background. I'm going to store the development on. If you are from the tester, you're going to use the tester. So these are one. So it is only for securing controlling access. You can get this is the important word: securing controlling access to the AWS resources. So AWS is nothing but like you and me are the AWS resources, and coming to the securely controlling access. Controlling access is like nothing but we are giving to the the particular access to the like
Admin.
like particular department, you can call it, like access to
Okay.
we're giving to them. Okay, it enables you to create a control service for user authentication or limiting access to a certain set of users or your AWS service. Just now, which I said, certain set of users could be you or me, and we're giving the limiting. It's so IAM is just that itself. It calls like we are giving the minimal access. We are not it's actually itself. It says account should have the minimal account access. So we are not giving the full access. We're giving the permission. If you are if you're a company you have, so like you are allowed to have only the billing account and all. But I am as a developer, I am not going through that billing account. I'm gonna work on my set of services. These are one. Okay. Coming to
Okay.
the next one. Okay, this one I think it will come. So there will be the the coming to the n number. We'll create the users and all, and then we'll see it has a restricted access. So admin has a different access. I can go on this use Sayyad and all. This is the one which you have the restricted access. I'm having the different access. So we are going to this, and you might have the S3 buckets access. I have the EC2 access. So these are the nothing but Amazon set of services. So this is all they are talking about. I hope now the things are clear.
Once,
Yeah, please tell me.
yeah. So once if a certain particular department approaches for the access, then cloud engineer provides them an access. Basically, you
Yes,
mean to say.
yes, absolutely. So,
Okay.
which I told you earlier, like it's that's which I told you just now. It's customer responsibility to secure your username and password. So that is the reason, like we make sure we must create the users and tell how the things is going to be and like it's important. Like you must create the user for different because this is how the things work in the real time industry. This is very important. We should know that. Like imagine the developer is having only developer access, the tester is having only tester access. The development team will not go into the testing team to intermediate and they interfere in their work scenario. In the very same way, testers cannot go into the developer part. So this is the one which we are talking about. So so this is the one, and the one which I told you here. Just one second. Here here this is very important part. Like root has no active access keys. Since I'm the root user, since it'll come to your part, if you have since you have your username as well, if you'll go through it, you can come to know like you must create the access key. It's important. Though it is not recommended, no one should use it because it actually compromises security. But just for the for the knowledge purpose, I told you these are the ones. Okay. Up to here, like theory part, you have any doubt, please tell me. Like if you have any doubt, theoretical, I think it's pretty clear now. I guess. Hello.
Yes, Basundram.
Okay. Okay. So these are the ones which are very important for this one. The user group, users, roles, and policies. Like interview questions will come from this area. Like this is very important. Roles will come, but before that we'll study about user groups, the users, policies, and all. So whatever I just said now, I'll tell you how the things it's going to be. So we can create the users. We'll distribute the users to the different groups and all. So we'll come to know like one user are not allowed to access the other set of services. So and this is very important. The roles one, the roles is like basically used to communicate between the two services. But we today in today's class will not study the roles because the reason is like it to understand roles we must know the what is user and what is user group. Only then we'll go to the roles part. Okay, so we'll go to the user group first. Okay, I'm creating the user. Simple. It's very simple. The IAM. I won't. Okay, I'll go to the dashboard now. Okay, this is the one which you got it.
Okay.
Okay, the add-on is coming. Okay, so they come to the dashboard. I'm going to user group. I'm going to create group now. developer group I'm creating. Okay, so these are the ones.
Okay.
Add user to the group. Right now I'm not using it. These are the ones. So I'm giving the what is the developer group I'm creating right now. So I'm giving him EC2 access. If these are the policies. If you policy is nothing but like it's kind of policy is nothing but like it's kind of permissions. I'm giving the permission to my group. I'm talking about right now. Particularly, I'm talking about group right now. Okay, don't get confused. I'm talking about group
Okay.
right now. I'm giving the permission to my group, not the user. User I'll create it. Here if you see, I'll create some of the groups, users and all, but I'm not touching them because anyway these are all your account. I'm not creating those. Okay, so
Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
disturbing those. So these are the one and attach policies, permission policies. So it becomes easy to full policies. I'm selected. I do the create group. So now the developer user group created. Okay, I'll create one more group, tester. Tester. I'm giving for developer we gave EC2, right? EC2 full access. We gave the but
Yeah.
a tester I'm giving him S3 full access. S3 is like simple storage service, that is a storage buckets now. We're gonna study later. But for this timing, just know this. This is the one I'm talking about. Create group.
Okay.
Okay, we'll study about it. Don't worry about it. You don't have to. There's nothing like prerequisite or you have to know this. It's okay. Okay, coming to the users now. So users group you understood. I create the user group. I gave them the policy. Policy is nothing but like permissions. Any doubt?
No. Perfect.
Okay, good.
Good to
So
go.
coming to the user part, I'll come to the users. I'll create the new user. I'm not disturbing your credentials and all. Reason I'll not want to fiddle with this. So this is the one user I'm creating. Take any name. I'm taking the John. John is my username. I'm giving this thing provide user access to the AWS management. Uh, this is optional part. If you want, you can do that. I'll go for this thing. Next, coming to this one, set permission point. This one, uh, we'll go with later. Come to the next, create user. Okay, this is my user has been created. Okay, I'll go to the this is one way. I'll create one more user. I'll show you. This is the one simple way where I didn't give the like the optional part. I'll give the optional part. Now you'll see the difference. Uh, Ram,
Okay.
and this is the one checkbook I didn't check it last time. Okay, this is the pro. This is the, now here I want to create an IAM user. So I did that. IAM user auto generated password. You can view the password after you create the user. So you can see here you can view the password after you create the user.
Yeah.
So after creation of the user only you will get the password and all. Okay, you can do that as well, or you can do the custom password and you can give it and all. And there's the one which I created. It was custom password, so it will be easier because if you do the auto generated one, it's going to like the complexity code of and all will come. So I'm using the auto generated password. Next. Now here it comes add user to the group. Add user to the group. So just now I created the group. I think Ram I created. I am giving him the developer permission. Okay. Sorry, I'm giving the devil. I'm putting him into the developer group. Ram, I'm putting in the
Okay.
developer group. Okay. And developer is having.
Okay.
You remember this thing? Developer is having only the EC2 full access, and tester is having
Okay.
the S3 full access. Okay. Go to the next and create user. So this is the one. And if you want, you can either download CSV file as well. These are the RAM credentials, and if you see here, it will come to show here. Okay, I'll come here. I'll come to
Okay.
this one. So these are the ones. You will see.
Okay.
So these are the ones: the username, the password, and the URL. The URL, if you remember, I gave it to you. Like the very same
Correct.
way, yeah, so the very same way I can go through it. Now I'll try to log in, but since I'm here, I'm already been used with my root users, so I'll go with the incognito mode. Okay, these are my incognito mode. Here and So account it came on its own. It fetched it. IAM user, it was Ram, right?
Correct.
Ram. And with the password, these are my password. And sign. And here you can give like old password mode. And the new password is going to be take root at the rate 1234 to confirm password. Okay. Okay. So if you remember for the RAM, I think he was the developer, right? So developer,
Yeah.
he can create the EC2. If you go to EC2, see, I can see the stuff now. Now come to the S3 now, because S3 he didn't have the S3 permission. You don't have to know this. I'm just telling you. So he's trying to create the bucket.
Okay.
Okay, he's trying to create the
Okay.
bucket. I'm giving any random name. Okay, and come to here. I'm trying to create bucket. So you can see here it's coming to create a bucket. S3 create bucket permission is required. So he's not allowing to create the permission. So I hope you get caught my point. What I'm trying to say here. So these are the ones like for the RAM. These are things. And now if we come to the go to this part. The user, the John. If we go to the John, then let's see the what permission he's having. He's not added to any of the group. Add user to the group. Just go to the. I'll go to the tester one. Okay, add user to the group. So these are the ones. So for this one, if I'll try to do that now, so he won't be able to do it. Like for the if you go to that this one developer, he's having RAM. The users one, if you have the tester, the user and the permission is having the AWS full access. So in the very same way, if I try to do that, no, the one which I told you earlier, if he try to access the EC2, he'll get some API error, and if he'll try to do that, he can only create the S3 buckets. So bucket is nothing but a storage part.
Okay.
We'll study later. So these are one. So okay, so this part is completed. We'll do one more. This part is done. So I hope you understood the what is the difference between user groups and the users now. I guess
Yeah, I got it. I got
you
user
got it.
group is something different. Users is very different. Wherein user won't be having access for that. That's user group is a very different group that we need to create.
Yes, absolutely. So coming to this one now, we'll do this something called this is nothing but cloud shell. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'll cross this one. Now it's not needed. I just told you this one. This is the one. This is the one. The cloud shell. Now cloud shell is like what you call like in the real time industry. This is very important for you. You must know this. Like in some of the cases, like in the real time industry, they work with the console as well. But sometimes they do work with the this thing as well, like the cloud shell. They may ask
Okay.
like where you have worked it. It's a real time question, and so these are they gonna ask you like whether you have where you have worked it, whether you have worked on console or whether you have worked on CLI. CLI is nothing but command line interface. Okay, so
Okay.
if we'll
CLI.
yeah, that's nothing but command line interface. So these are the ones.
Okay.
1 second. Yeah, it's still happening. I have to tell you about the secret keys and access key. That is very important. It's not happening very slow. Yeah. Okay. So this is the one. Okay. Now coming to this part. Now I'm the root user. So if you see here, I'm the root user. You can see the Sunny Cloud, and I'm the root user now. So for me, I'll do the AWS configure. Okay, this is very important for you. You must know this because they're gonna say like where you have worked it, and some of the cases like they actually expect you to work on both the scenario. Whether if you might have worked on console as well, which you are gonna practice anyway. So, but you should know this thing as well. Like CLI. So CLI is not like here. This is the Cloud Shell. They have provided one option here. If you click over here, this will like it actually sometimes in some of the cases like it actually speed up the process. So we'll do the AWS configure. If I do the enter, now you'll see what will happen now. Okay, these are one the access key ID. It's coming. If I do enter, 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 something is coming up. If I do now AWS S3 LS, an error occurred. An error occurred, invalid access key when calling the list buckets. LS, okay, I'll tell you what. Sorry, my bad. AWS is like the command. S3 is the service.
EC2, EC2 full access.
No, no, this is something else. Yeah, the very this thing that is for the RAM users in the developer group. So this is the one. AWS, this is a command. S3 is like we are talking about the application. S3 the storage, the simple service storage. LS is like the
Okay.
listing of buckets. Okay. So I'm right now it's coming error occurred, invalid access key ID. I did not provide the access key here. If you see here, AWS access key, I did not provide it here. Secret key access key, I did not provide
Okay.
it here. Okay. So I'll go here.
Okay.
I'll create the secret access key for me, and then I'll try to figure it out why. I'll try what are the buckets are there. So I'll go here, security credentials. Here, I'll click here, go to the security credentials. I'll come down here. You can see here, access key, create access key.
Yeah.
I understand. Though it is not recommended, which I told you earlier, it's not recommended. People mostly they go with the what do you call mostly they go with the like MFA authentication part, which I told you earlier. In the real time industry, this is what happens. Sometimes it does happen with it, but only for the UAT and the dev part. UAT is nothing but universal acceptance testing. You should know this. What are the environments are there? Dev environment, UAT environment. UAT is nothing but testing environment, and the prod environment. The prod is like
Okay.
production. Dev is development. UAT is UAT universal acceptance test testing environment. Okay, so in the development
Okay.
and the testing environment, it does happen. They create the access key and they rotate it and they try to, because they don't want to spend a lot of money on those things, because those are anyway those are in the testing stage. That is the reason they create the access key here. Okay, I'll do the create access key. Now you'll see here, I brought my access key and secret access key. This is the one access key. Okay,
Okay.
now I'll do is and I'll take the stuff here. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I'll go now this one, the cloud console, that this thing, the cloud shell. So these are the ones. Okay. Now if you see here, I'm doing the same stuff again now. AWS configure. It actually asks me, give me the AWS access key. Gone here, copied. This is the one copied.
Okay.
Paste it. Enter. Again, it's asking AWS secret access key. This is my secret access key. Paste it here. Enter. Here you don't have to give. If you want, you can give it. But anyways, like if you see, I didn't tell you this. This is a very important question. Yeah, I forgot to tell you the global and the region. Okay, anyways, I'll tell you. Wait. This one region name you can give. If you want, you can. It's okay. Done. It's already written, so it's okay. You don't have to do that now. Okay. Okay. Now if you see, earlier it gave me the error. Since it's coming list operation, I did that. Now I'll do that again. AWS S3 LS. So if you see, bucket is there. There is one bucket, that is AWS bucket 1.123. It's there. And if you go here, now,
Okay.
okay, 1 second, I'll do the duplicate one. Here, S3. See, if you see here, I didn't do that. It was created sometime back, like July 8, 2023. It was created. Someone has created it. So it's a
Okay.
unique name that was created on. So if I here, where it is? Yeah, here it is. Connection is not with the browser. So this is the one. Like This is the one, and you should know how to create the but like how to use these things and all. AWS S3 MB is nothing but
Ele-
make bucket S3 colon this thing, and you have to give this a unique name. It will take only the unique name. Okay,
Okay.
if you will not give a unique name, it will throw the error. It won't allow you to create it. So this is the one. Now, if I'll do that SCLS, earlier we had this one. Okay. Now, if we'll do that SCLS again, now we'll see that there will be two calls. There will be two, and it will be very easy. You can find out over here, AWS, CLI commands for S3 or for EC2, whatever you need, it will come. So they Amazon is having the very best the documents and all. You can go through it, and they'll let you know what are the things will be there. They see the copy image. If they want to copy the image, they have the command for it. See the copy
Okay.
image. So these are all these things are there. So you don't have to search anywhere. Just go to this one, and you can find out. And if you want to remove it, I'll remove it. So the safer side, I don't want to think RB is remove bucket S3 colon the one, and I'll copy this since it's quite long name, so I don't want to do this. I'll copy it, I'll put it here, and this down, paste it. So if I do that, I'm going to, so you can see, it's actually removed it. So this is the one you must know it, because in actually in the real time, they're gonna ask it. They were very much familiar with it, whether how much you know, whether you have worked with the AWS console, or you have worked with the AWS CLI commands as well. CLI is nothing but, again I'm repeating it. CLI is like command line interface. And don't get confused, this is very generalized question, like they're gonna ask it, in the whenever I'm teaching it, I'll make sure that I'll let you know what are the interview questions you're gonna face it, and it's very important part, you should know this. I'm not asking you to you should remember all the things, but at least some of the basics you should know, like the one which I just told you, like how to do this and all. And if you see, in like some of the cases, CLI is much better as compared to console, because console does take time, and it actually takes a lot of time to load the pages and all. So it takes a lot of time. So when we talk about the terminal, it hardly takes that much of space, and it actually allow you to perform too many operations. Okay, so this is the one,
Okay.
and coming to the next one, I have to tell you about this one, the global one. This is very important one. I don't know how I missed it. This is very important question. They're gonna ask it, like, in this service, whether it is global in nature or it is regional. You understand the question? What I just said.
Global
Whether,
and regional.
yeah, whether it's global in nature or it is regional in nature. So this is very important part. Like they're gonna ask it, like they just want to know like how much you know, and they're gonna ask you like what other services are there which are actually global in nature. And they're gonna ask plenty, what, tell me what are the things which are actually been used. So you can say that S3 is one of the global nature, global in nature. And okay, so Ziran bhai, this is one question for you. May I ask, if you allow me, may I ask? Let's
Yeah.
see,
Yeah. Yeah.
let's see how much you know. Okay, you tell me
Yeah.
EC2, whether it's global or it's regional. It's okay, you can take 1 minute time. It's okay.
It's
No,
a,
it's
it's a
no.
nature. It's a
Uh,
nature.
no, I'm just talking about it's whether it's global in nature or it's regional
It's a
in nature.
no regional nature. Sorry,
Okay, why is that?
because it will be having a full access, and if you give that full access to all globally, then it will be a problematic.
Yeah. So if you see that, if you remember, I told you something here. EC2. Last class we have discussed this thing. If you that is right, actually the answer is right. The partial right, I would say, because it's actually the regional in nature, but the only the reason it's not about the global part. If you see here, which I told you, remember last time I told you, they AWS is having the data centers.
Exactly.
Yeah, they have the data centers, and the project part
Yeah.
they'll actually check on the which data center they are quite. nearer to me. So based on that only, I'll go with that and try to figure it out. Like I'm gonna use this data location. I'm gonna use this region. So this is the part which you must know it. Why it is like
Correct.
regional in nature. See, US East, US is one. I'm using this part. I'm using the my I'm using the Stockholm. It's in Europe. I'm using this one. If you want to change it, you can use this Mumbai region. Very good. You see,
And
this is the
the timing, the millisecond will be changed.
absolutely, absolutely. This is absolutely right answer. The response time will change and actually affect the performance. It enhance the performance. So these things you should know it. So one needs to
So
be very
whichever
much
the
aware.
region is very close to us, we have to select that basically.
Means like it acted not as per the developer or the tester, but it actually been concerned with the project part, because
Okay.
where they are going to deploy it, that is important. Imagine they are going to deploy the application in the somewhere Europe, in Germany. So definitely, they're gonna they want the data center which is near to the Germany, somewhere in the like in Frankfurt, or probably
Okay.
in the I don't know, I'm just saying it could be in the Frankfurt, could be like in the Paris, France, or could be the UK. So anyway, it's in Europe, so it actually definitely they're not gonna check the Australian timing, because it's quite far away, and it actually it doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
They'll ping it, and they'll try to find out it doesn't make any sense, because the response time will be more. So anyway, it actually impacts the performance. Okay, so up to here, any doubt you
Yeah.
have? Up to here, any doubt you have? Like if you,
Uh, no
yeah,
doubts.
I'll come to it. Okay. IAM, this is the one which you have, this thing. So anyway, the time is gone, so I think we'll join again now. So this is the one. So if you have any doubt, please tell me, or else